Folks, thinking of shutting down the channel for now. I've already taken my long form content down. I gotta take down the shorts. And I want to tell you why. And the reason why I'm making the video is that there might be other men out there who are in a similar situation, and this information might be of use to you. Now, I've been making content now for about, 9 months? And I don't seem to be getting any traction. Now, Raymond Thought and Mind was my inspiration. He's my hero. He's had the courage to be his raw self, just laying it out there and taking the punches and kicks from everybody, and I really admire that. I know he's inspired a lot of people to make content. I don't think I have what it takes to make bald cell content because for two reasons. One is I'm not really into commiseration. And second, I'm not really into doing like reaction videos or reacting to articles. And I'm not interested in those things. So I've already reached my conclusion now about, why I am and why the bulk of us unattractive, bald cells are in the loser social situation we're in. And to summarize that, it's we're in a culture in collapse. There is no common value set. There's no common assumptions on how to be, what to do, how to treat each other. There's no common mythology. There's no common purpose. You work and you consume and you have experiences, and that's about it. And so in that circumstance, the mate selection reverts to a biological baseline, generally speaking. And in that biological baseline, men who are very physically attractive and charismatic are cleaning up, and uglier, more awkward men can't even get with their own looks match, for the most part. There are subpopulations that do better, as evidenced by their much higher birth rates. Their cultures are still surviving, even thriving. And so with that in mind, there's really nothing else to say. I have to just accept that's the way it is. And that the few women that I've been able to get together with who've shown a modicum of interest in being with me, unfortunately, almost all have had certain extreme forms of trauma, of violent trauma. And aside from my being unattractive, I've had to bear with the fallout of that trauma. And so for me, dating and mating is a useless endeavor. Doesn't mean I can't form loving platonic relationships with women, and I do. But that's the only stable kind of relationship I can have. And so I decided to, just a few videos ago, to focus on talking about community building and building alternatives to the state, building community economic resilience, and so on. But I realized there already are, like with bald cell content, plenty of people out there making better community building content, and far more eloquent and more successful. There's really no value I can add to it. And so I got to thinking about how the only music gigs I get, and they're few and far between, has been by word of mouth. Cold selling has not done it for me. I haven't had a single success cold selling. It's always someone refers someone to me, and then we arrange something. And though last year I did a little lawn mowing, that was also, aside from a couple ads I placed in like Facebook, is all word of mouth. And so my real world community connections have given me opportunities. And with that in mind, as someone I know who has always had my back as I started trying to do this DJ and karaoke thing, he recently was convicted of a pretty serious crime. And he's going to do some time in prison. And my first thought upon hearing that is, I need to visit him in prison. So as soon as his file's in the registry, I've been trying to look his name up, and it's not coming up. But as soon as I can start sending him mail, then I'm going to get on the approved visitor list, with the appropriate paperwork, and visit him in prison. And I'm terrified of prisons. I'm terrified. I did work twice at a county jail when I was an exterminator, and I never want to go back into a place of incarceration ever again, but I will go back for him to visit him. And there's not much really to talk about because we're very, very different people, but I still love him. He didn't do anything wrong to me. And so I'm going to visit him and, put a little money on his commissary and try to help out a little bit. Try to make his stay there a little less miserable. And so rather than talking theory about community building, I have to just focus on building community. Real world stuff. There's a guy I know in town, he's an artist, and he makes all kinds of eccentric art. He's a very eccentric person. And he doesn't advertise on the internet. It's all word of mouth, street. He goes to fairs and he does this, goes to that, goes to farmers markets, and that's how he promotes his art. And I like that. And he's happy doing it that way. So maybe I can learn to function within my community and be happy that way too. And to build something local and more resilient and not dependent on the internet as an intermediary between myself and all my neighbors. So if I actually do build some sort of substantive community thing, I don't know, maybe hypothetically we implement a time bank in our town with, 100 members or something, then I can report on that. But until I accomplish something, to heck with theory. There's enough people out there talking about theory. I don't have to add to it. And enough people out there talking about bulb cell content. I don't have to add to it. There's really nothing left for me to add. And more important than talking about philosophical content is living out the philosophical content in my own life. And then, if I achieve some sort of success, I'll share it. But right now, I'm a dirt broke loser who has to find some way to make money. I have to find something successful, and YouTube is not yielding that success. So I got to try something else. And I'm not trying to discourage anyone whose channel isn't working out as well as you hoped it would. But it could be, it's a possibility that maybe as much as you want to be a YouTuber, let me qualify that, because Raymond said, you don't want to be a YouTuber, you just don't want to work a regular job. Yeah, I agree with him. I don't want to have to work a regular job. I will. I have a good work ethic. I work like a machine. I'm a good worker. But yeah, I would prefer to just take care of my client and collect the income from doing YouTube. That's not going to be a thing. I have to find an alternative. To keep trying the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, that's ridiculous. So I will, maybe I'll add content to the channel another time, maybe I won't. Doesn't really matter, does it? I think the window for making money on YouTube is probably going to close. I hope not. I hope Raymond can still make a living. I hope other content creators can still make a living. And maybe I was just too little too late. And that's okay. That's all I got to say. I'm rambling now. I wish you all well. I have a boulder of shit with my name on it and a hill to climb. I'm out of here.